All right, we're gonna get started on part 2 today. I figured the best place to start was to get these axles built. We're doing a drop axle. The drop portion of the axle is all gonna be contained within the track, so that will leave us with nothing to get hung up on under the vehicle. We'll gain an extra 2 inches of ground clearance, and I figured the extra work was worth it. We're gonna cut the main section of 2-inch 250 wall aluminum square tubing. The drop sections are also 2-inch by 250 wall. We're going to sleeve them with 1.5 inch 120 wall, which will make a perfect receiver for the spindles we're using, which is a standard 1,000-pound, 1,200-pound stub axle. You get it at any trailer parts store, fairly inexpensive. The beauty is if anyone ever has problems, you don't need specialty parts. We can keep the price down and make any repairs easy. You can also just have a few of these on hand. We will sleeve the spindle into there, and then we will do 2 through holes and bolt those in. It'll lock it in nice and tight. Keep in mind, these are just idler wheels. Alignment should be fairly good, but it isn't going to be 100% critical. All right, we got some of the first cuts made, and wow, are they ever ugly. I mean, look at that. Horrible, horrible, horrible. It's time for a new blade on the old chop saw. Good thing I just ordered one. The other one is clearly getting dull, and it is really dragging through the material more than curling off nice chips and leaving us with a really clean cut. And the saw is laboring more than it should. So every now and then you have to spend the money, get a nice new blade. I kind of figured that was going to be the case for this project. I just a bit excited to get going. Unfortunately, that leaves me with what I love doing most in this world, filing. But we'll get all these cleaned up, and then we'll start mocking up the first axle. All right, we got the deburring done. The one thing I forgot to get cut up were the 1.5 inch 120 wall sleeves. So I got all 8 of those cut up, and well, I guess it's to be expected. The tolerances on the material are give or take maybe 5 to 10 thou. So I actually had to search through my pile. Luckily, I was able to use up a bunch of scraps I always keep because it always comes in handy. So I got those 6-inch pieces cut up, pushed in. Most of them I was able to put in with just a dead blow. There were a few though I had to go and press in. So next step is to do some test fitting of the spindles inside the sleeves, get some measurements, lay out for some holes to be drilled through. We'll get all that drilling done ahead of time on the mill, just save a lot of headache later, and then we can finally get into matching the spindles and sleeves and everything up to the axle assembly, and we'll get to see what one of these axles looks like. Here we have one of the drop axles set up in the mill. We're drilling out the aluminum first with the 1/2 inch hole, and then the sleeve gets put in at the appropriate stick out, and then I'll drill the steel as its own cut. I just don't want to try and drill both metals at the same time. It may work. I'm not sure if the dissimilar metals is going to cause any kind of problem or odd deflection. So we'll just do it separately. With that in there, I'm going to wedge it from either side, push the slack down into the far corner. Well, that was fun. I haven't spent that much time setting up drilling and kind of getting into assembly mode in a while. It felt good, really did. Been away from fabricating for a bit, so getting into this feels pretty good. So we got all 8 spindles and sleeves drilled. I marked them all because I really didn't feel like spending the time to make it truly repeatable. So everyone's probably slightly different. Kind of a believer in spend time where you need to and don't where you don't. So we had them over here, and look at that. We got to make some swarf. Yes, I did just say that because I have been waiting to use the word swarf since I learned what all the drill cuttings and stuff were actually called. So I got a mess to clean up now. And then after that's done, we'll get to some layout markings, go from center, all measurements, and hopefully our measurements are right and our axles will be the proper width, because that's sort of the determining factor moving forward here. All right. Oh, and I just want to let you know, I did purchase a cheap knockoff brand GoPro, so you're gonna get your fill of slow-mo and action shots and time-lapse that you've been craving. Don't worry, it's coming. All right, well, we just finished doing some layout here and fixturing. Kind of mocked everything up here temporarily, put the hubs on. I've just been getting everything clamped down, measured, trued up. Made a few changes, pulled the receiver back in there. I wanted to run the flat bar down, capping off the actual axle tubing and tie it into the 1.5 inch. Then we'll do some stitches along each sides, bring a piece of flat bar to close up this onto here, sort of help everything transition. But it's looking pretty good. We've got it all clamped in place, spaced. It's all nicely checked, hub face to hub face, 55 1/4. Happens to be a quarter over what I was thinking, but that's fine. It's just gonna add into the overall clearance from the machine. I just need to make the other 4 the same. So I've kind of written all my measurements down, and we'll be good to get doing some cleaning and tacking and welding. All right, we're getting a little bit of a fixture jig together here. And I also put all the hubs on and everything just quickly, and tires, mock it up. When you're doing custom work, you know, I can't stress enough to mock up as much as you can. Find any potential errors before they arise. I'll be building this little aluminum fixture jig just to help the frame stay true and everything as we're welding and piecing it all together. I'm just checking things, spacing between the tires. Now is the time if I want to lengthen or shorten the vehicle at all. I have that opportunity. So I'm just gonna really think about all my dimensions and determine final spacings, see if it's what I have planned, and go from there.